Hey everyone, my name is Nick Sullo. I'm an artist with a background in visual effects, working for the film and TV industry for the past decade. I'm also the co-creator of Quixel, that's known for creating the techno-dystopia surreal artworks. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to create depth of field. We're going to be using V-Ray for Maya, and then we're also going to be using Quixel Bridge, which we can gather a lot of these assets like the fruits and vegetables and the cutting board, and then drop those into our scene. That way we can jump right in, play around, and have fun with the depth of field. So yeah, let's go ahead and check that out. All right, so now we're in Maya. What I went ahead and did is drop in a few items. We got a wooden table, a cutting board, a few avocados, and a cut knife. We're just kind of doing maybe a bit of like a still life imagery to kind of get going on this depth of focus, and using V-Ray's camera to get some nice depth in 3D. So let's go ahead and open up Bridge, because that's the main tool I'm using to bring in these assets. So maybe we want to introduce some other fruit, or maybe even a bowl to put some fruit in, just some other items to kind of fill out the scene. That way we can maybe play around, move the camera around a bit, and get some nice focus in the image. So I'm going to go ahead and include a link just right below of where you can go and download Quixel Bridge. So that way you can just go ahead and start installing it. And then when it's done installing, the app will pop up. And what's kind of nice about this, it's broken down to different assets and different categories. So when it comes to 3D assets, you can select things like buildings, the food, the historical, which are different kind of old stone medieval works and Roman Empire. It's all sorts of really cool different categories that you can kind of play around with. And but for this one, we're going to go ahead and look under for food, since this one's going to be more of the still life. So with an avocado in there, maybe we want some more vegetables as well. So we can just kind of go through these, and what you'll need to do is when you select these, it'll download it. So we'll go ahead and walk through that. Let's just say we want to put a carrot in there. You can either download it. Sometimes it's at 8K resolution, 2K, but let's go with the highest resolution, since this is going to be kind of a close-up image. And in case we want to actually focus, like say on the character or the carrot, we want to make sure to have like the highest resolution. So just to keep that in mind. So we'll go ahead and just download this. And usually it only takes like a few seconds to download. It'll pop up with a little green check mark saying that it's currently downloading. And then when you do first install Quixel Bridge, first you want to go ahead and make sure that the plugin's properly installed in the software you're using. So we're using Maya in this case. So we can click on this gearbox and then go into Export Settings and Export Target. And it has a huge list of different 3D softwares that you can pick and choose from. For us, it's going to be in Maya. And usually there's a little dialog box down here. It'll just click the download button, and it would automatically just start downloading the plugin. And then when you bring it back into Maya, it'll be this little new menu pops up, which is MS plugin, and that's mega scans. And you'll see this little green icon. Just make sure you have it selected, and apply materials to selection is selected, and you're pretty much all ready and set and go on that. And then you can just go ahead and minimize that, and going back into Quixel. Now that the carrot's ready, go ahead and keep calling it character. I want to call it carrot. So yeah, we'll go ahead and export this, and let's say it's exported successfully. And now we can actually see that it's in the scene already automatically, ready to be placed and moved around in our scene. So that's just a quick basic rundown on how to use Quixel Bridge with Maya. So I went ahead and took the assets from Quixel Bridge and just started dropping them onto the cutting board. That way we kind of got a little bit of a composition going. Since this is going to be the depth of field, we want the camera to be maybe a little bit low and at an angle. And say we want it to focus on this particular avocado in the scene. So we'll just kind of adjust the camera so it's more focused on that. So we can go ahead and I already have it enabled, but when you select the camera, you can go ahead and scroll down to extra V-Ray attributes under the camera settings. And then down at near the bottom, there'll be the enabled depth of field. So make sure that's selected, and we can go ahead and render and start seeing the effect taking place. So now with the depth of field enabled, we can see that it's already happening in our render. So with the camera being focused on the avocado in the background, a bit of the knife. So to enable the camera to be able to focus on a particular object in the scene and adjust that depth of field, we can go ahead and right click and then set focus point. And this little plus sign will pop up. And what we can do is left click on any of these objects, and the camera will readjust the depth of field to that object. We can do, say, the knife in the background. You can kind of already see that the camera is already readjusting with the sharpness, with the knife being the focus point, and adjusting the depth of field right there. But in this scene, we want to actually focus on this avocado in the foreground. So we can go ahead and, again, make sure that set to focus point is on, and we can just select that, and the camera will focus on that object. So it's pretty easy to use, and you can adjust it on the fly just like that. And then another thing we want to keep note of, it's actually these carrots in the background. So when I brought these into Quixel Bridge, automatically their displacement maps are adjusted to, I think, around like 1 and then 0.5 for the displacement amount and like the shift. So the carrots are kind of a little too large and they don't sit on top of each other quite right. And let's actually take a look in the viewport. You can kind of see that carrots are actually a lot smaller than they appear in the render. So to be able to fix that, we can do is select the carrot, and under the shape tab, we can go down to V-Ray's extra attributes, and then scroll down to the displacement map and the displacement shift. So we can go ahead and adjust both of these to 0. Do it for both of the carrots. And just simply by adjusting that, we will see right away that the carrots actually are fixed now, and they actually sit on top of each other more properly. So with that adjusted, we can go ahead and make sure that this avocado is selected in our depth of field, and then we can maybe also introduce some other elements in here just to fill up the scene, get the composition working a little bit better, and play around more with the depth of field. All right, now that we've added some other assets in here, some other fruits, some lime and lemon in the background, and then readjusted the camera just a little bit and moved some of the other objects in the scene. So it just kind of fits and sits a little bit better with the composition. So we can even go back in the camera, and I can show you guys how to tweak the depth of focus even more and like specify where our camera wants to focus, and then place keyframes throughout the scene, and then that way we can actually keyframe and animate the depth of field and focus and where we want the camera to focus on. So say when we select the camera, you can go under, should be under a specify focus. So let's go ahead and check that. You can see automatically start to focus on the background because it's set to focus distance of 100. So say we want the camera to focus on back on this avocado, so we can readjust the focus distance, maybe stay down to like maybe like 40. And yeah, and already you can see that it refocuses to the point where we were originally, so we can go ahead and even crank that down to maybe 35. So what's great about the focus distance is, unlike setting the focus point in the V-Ray frame buffer, we can go ahead and also set it through the focus distance, and then we can actually select and add keyframes in the time slider. So by go ahead on frame when, we can set a keyframe of 35 focus distance, and then let's go to like frame 120 and change it to say 60, so we can go ahead and focus on maybe one of the objects in the background. Yeah, and just like that, now it went from focusing on the foreground avocado to a bit of the knife in the background. You can go ahead and set another keyframe for that. You can see that's been enabled. So that way the camera will slowly focus from the avocado, and then as you scrub through, it'll refocus the camera to the blade. So that's just a basic tip on how to adjust your focus distance and animate the depth of field throughout the time frame. So yeah, that should cover pretty much the basics on using V-Ray's depth of field and the different ways in which you can change the focus distance. First being via the V-Ray frame buffer and setting the focus point through there, or doing it more manually through the extra attributes in the camera settings, through the checking the specify focus and playing around with the focus distance keyframes. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video on how to use V-Ray's depth of field using both Maya software and assets from Quixel Bridge. So make sure to like and subscribe to this channel, as there will be more content coming soon. So we'll definitely see you then.